सुप्तेषु जाग्रति य एष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति कामं 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 कामपुरुषो पुरुषो निर्विमाणः निर्विमाणः तदेव शुक्रं तदेव शुक्रदब्रह्मा तद्ब्रह्मा तदेवामृतमुच्यते तस्मिन् लोकः शतः सर्वे तदूनात्यपि कश्चन एतद्द्वैत 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 एतद्द्वैत.
Good morning. Respected faculties of today's virtual seminar, Sri Sachin Dhedia sir and CA Sanjib Sanghi sir, who will be joining short while from now, and my dear professional colleagues, very good morning to all of you. During the month of May, we have conducted 5 CPE seminars and 1 CPE study circle meeting. This month also we are planning some more programs which will be useful for our members. We are going to have a 3-day virtual refreshers course on GST, jointly with the GST and Indirect Tax Committee of ICAI from 7th to 9th of June, which is free for ARS members. We request all members to make use of these sessions. I also request members to stay safe and stay healthy. Today, we have 2 technical sessions, one on cyber security for CA, which is more relevant nowadays because for a chartered accountant, loss of financial data of the client is due to cyber attack can have far-reaching consequences, if like loss of reputation, loss of trust, and ultimately loss of clientele. With the growth in technology adoption, it is imperative for us to protect our practice against cyber attack. To enlighten us on this area, we have an expert on this field, Mr. Sachin Dhedia, who needs no introduction, especially those who have completed a forensic audit course. We also have another session on how to digitally transform and grow your firm using social media topic. And as social media platforms continuously evolve, it becomes more important for businesses and professionals to become involved with them. Social media offers a chance to connect with clients on a personal level and maintain a brand across all marketing channels. At the same time, we have governed by strict code of conduct and professional ethics. Improving digitally using social media without compromising our code of conduct is very important. CA Sanjib Sanghi, a tech-savvy chartered accountant who is presently a member of Digital Accounting and Assurance Board of India, Board of ICAI, and has served as the Secretary of Eastern India Regional Council of ICAI, is here to explain on the topic how to digitally transform and grow your firm using social media. I must thank Sri Sachin Dhedia sir and Sri Sanjib Sanghi sir for accepting our request without any hesitation to be the faculties despite their busy schedule. On behalf of all members of the Thiruvananthapuram branch, I extend a warm welcome to both of you, sir. Thank you. I also welcome all the members of ICAI who are watching the program virtually. Now I request C.A. Cheryanji Samuel, our Vice Chairman, to formally introduce our faculty of the first session, Sri Sachin Dhedia, sir. To Cheryanji.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. Let me introduce before you Sachin Dhedia, the first speaker of the day. Sachin Dhedia is an independent cybercrime investigator and also a certified ethical hacker. He is also a certified international trainer in the field of cybersecurity, ethical hacking, cybercrime investigation, and digital forensic. Since many years, he is working as an independent cybercrime investigator and also as an IT security expert for various MNCs, SMEs, government departments, corporates, and individuals. Since 2010, he has been successfully conducting various seminars and workshops across covering all the sectors of the society and various professional bodies. He is one of the most popular speaker in Mumbai University for the refresher and orientation courses in 2010. He was privileged to give a seminar in the governor's office of Mumbai. He has got 9 years of experience in vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, ISO 27001 network VAPT, web application VAPT. He has conducted numerous audits for various international as well as national clients, corporates, and government departments. Sachin Dhedia founded Skynet Secure Solutions, a company headquartered in Mumbai. He is specialized in cyber security and digital forensics. With this brief introduction, let me introduce before you Sachin Dhedia.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you, Chairman, sir, for inviting me to your branch. I'll start with my session now. And so before I start, I'll just share my screen and wait. Yeah. If somebody can confirm if you can see my screen.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's visible.
Okay. Okay. So thank you. So thank you, everybody, and welcome everyone. So I start with my session, and just as sir said, I'm going to keep this session as a pretty much hands-on, and I'm going to show you some safety tips as to how you can incorporate this into your offices and all. So I'm going to keep this session as a very interactive one. So I'm going to ask you a lot of questions. Okay, and I would hope you would respond. Okay, so the first few things that I would request is asking is very simple. I believe majority of you must be using an email ID in the form of a Gmail. You know, like, so when we ask majority of the chartered accountants that what is your email ID, I think it would be at the rate like CA so and so at the rate gmail.com basically, or majority of the times we would have taken something called as G Suite in the sense like you know, our domain names, whatever be our name at the rate the domain name, but it would be hosted or taken by G Suite itself. So this is one of the avenues where Gmail, I'm just going to talk about our email security. Okay. One basic question, answer me in chat or any you know, anywhere you feel feasible. How many of you have registered on third-party applications or third-party websites using your email IDs? I'm giving an example. If you go to any websites nowadays, you get options login via Gmail or login via Facebook. Okay, so just to give you a very small example, if I go on a website known as Truecaller, I believe all of you must be using Truecaller, right? So if I go on a website known as Truecaller, here when you sign in, okay, you get an option, sign in with Google or you can sign in with Microsoft, basically, right? Or sign in with Facebook. So just a quick question to all of you. How many of you have used this sign in with Google at various platforms, at various websites or anywhere? How many must have done it?
Most of us, sir. Most of us.
Yeah, at some website or the other, we must have logged in via Gmail, right? Now, this is where the problem is, or this is where the risk would come into. Okay. Now, whenever we sign in into a third-party website, okay, using our Gmail ID, we actually don't know what kind of a data might be taken out by them. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you in case if you have done it, we just need to know, okay, if any of the website is taking out our data or not. Okay. So what I'll do, see this. This is one of my email IDs. You can see this over here. And if I go at the very top right hand side, you can see the name of my email ID also, right? It's a general public email ID, skynetsecure@gmail.com. Okay. Now below that, I'll click on that option known as manage your Google account. Okay. If I click on that, don't worry, I'll send you the steps. Okay. I have prepared the PDFs. I prepared the steps. So I'll send you the steps. Okay. Now you look into the home, personal info, left hand side, home, personal info, data and personalization. And when I click on the word security, okay, and if I come down here, you can see third party apps with account access. Am I right? Third party apps with account access. When I click on that, okay, this is where I'll come to know whether any third party application has taken access to any of my Gmail ID's data or not. So now look over here. Dropbox, you can see this over here, has access to Google Contacts. Now when I click on that, I can clearly see that Dropbox will be able to see and download my contacts. Well, fair enough. as long as I'm only giving context, which means what? I must have used Dropbox and signed into Dropbox using this email ID. And Truecaller also. Can you see this? Truecaller has got, you can see and download your contacts. Again, the same thing, right? They can see my contacts. And what does WhatsApp Messenger do? Well, it has got access to my Google Drive. Reason being, I have uploaded or I have taken the backup of my WhatsApp data on this email ID on my Google Drive. That is the reason now WhatsApp is also able to see my Google Drive data. So basically what I'm making you all of you understand is none of the third party applications should have access to reading the mails. I hope you're understanding. If you look into my emails over here, Dropbox can see my contacts. It's okay. Actually not okay, but okay, comparatively. Truecaller contacts, okay. WhatsApp Messenger, Google Drive, well, it is only getting access to my Google Drive. But I'm going to repeat. If you want to check, you can check right now in your phone also through the options which I've given you. I'm just going to inform you that you should not have any third party application having full access to reading your mails. I hope that point is clear. Otherwise, see, I hope you understand. If you have given third party access to read your mails, it would mean that they do not even need your password or your OTP or your two-step verification. Anytime they can read your mails. Got my point?
Yes.
Just to give you an example, you must have heard about a popular application known as Cred. It's a a mobile. You can pay your credit card bills and everything like that. Now, if anybody of you have registered on Cred, basically, if you go and see into your accounts app access right now, you will be clearly be able to see that Cred is able to see and read your entire emails also. Basically. If anybody wants to see it out, I can give you 1 minute of time. You can go into your mobile. I'll repeat this step. Okay. I mean, if you're configured on mobile or on computer, you can click on your name, wherever is your name, manage your Google account. Okay. In manage your Google account, in the left hand side, home, personal info, data and personalization, and then we tick on the word security. And from security, we will go into third party apps with account access. So when I click on that, this is where I'll come to know whether anybody has got access to my email ID or not. I mean, emails, basically email data. Okay. Any doubts, any questions so far? I hope this was clear.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. So I'll move on to the next point. Okay. Now I'm just going to start with password savings. Okay. So I've opened Facebook. So you can see it is already logged in. So I'll log out, which means somewhere down the line, I have saved the password somewhere. Right. So
Yes.
now this is one of my usernames and this is one of my passwords. So what I'm now going to do is I'm just changing my password. Okay. Now you can see that I put a username and I put a password, right? And now I'll show you one of the ways to see this password. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the mouse in the password field. Then I do right click. So you see a lot of options opening up. Okay. I'll go to the name of the last option, inspect. Okay. I'll click on that. So once I click on that, some line will open over here. I don't know if it is very going to be clearly visible or not. But here we can see input type is equal to password, a word known as what? Password. All I'll do is double click on the word password, change it to word text. Okay, press enter. If I close this thing, okay, here you can see the password in clear text. Okay, I'll repeat this step. So I put this back in English. Okay, I'll use one of my usernames. Okay, so what are the steps? You just bring the mouse in the password field. Then we do right click. Then we go to the name of the last option, inspect. We click on that. So here a blue line will open, but all we need to look for is the word type is equal to password. I'll just double click on the word password, change it to word text, press enter, close this, and we can see the password over there in clear text. Now, this trick will work on majority of the browsers. Okay, this will work on your net banking, this will work on your GST website, this will work on your income tax website, this will work on your LinkedIn, your Facebook, your Instagram, your Gmail accounts also. So my question to all of you now is, how many of you have this very wonderful habit of keeping saved passwords like this,
Yes, yes.
stored passwords? How many of you do it?
Most of us.
Yes, most of us will have to do it, right? For the GST passwords of our clients, for the income tax passwords of our clients, right? Majority of it. So I'll just make you understand the value of your computer today. Okay. Now imagine something goes bad in your laptop or your desktop. Okay. So just think that something is wrong in a physical form, in the sense motherboard, RAM, screen, charger, something like that has gone bad. Okay. I'm asking all of you, where do you give your laptop for repairs? If something goes bad in your laptop, in your personal laptop or desktop, where do you give your laptop for repairs?
Service centers.
Service center. So does it go to a proper authorized service center? Actually, no. Right? It will go to some local vendors, some local AMCs, some our local companies itself. Right? Now, when they come to take your laptop, you know what they will do? They will say, okay, sir, I'll take your laptop for one day, totally clean it up, and I'll give it back to you. Right? Now, once he comes to your home, he will collect your hard disk and your laptop, and he will take your laptop or your desktop back. Am I right? But now you have also given your hard disk to him. I hope you're understanding.
Yes, yes.
So now can he remove your hard disk, connect your hard disk to his own laptop or desktop and start? Then whose Windows is going to start?
Oh,
It is your Windows is which is going to start. Now can you just open Facebook, press a down arrow over there, and whatever username and passwords you have saved, will it open? Will you
yes,
see your password?
yes.
I hope you're all
Yes,
understanding
yes,
the
yes.
risk which I have told you, right? So my request to all of you is, there are few things that you will need to keep it to mind, especially when you're going to give your laptop and mobile for repairs. Please remember this for the rest of your life. Whenever you're going to give your laptop and mobile for repairs and it comes back from repairs, the next thing that you'll need to do is what? Change your password. I hope you got my point.
Yes, yes.
Please remember this. Otherwise, I'm very sorry to inform you, but we will end up losing a lot of our email informations or lot of our data. Clear? Any doubts, any questions so far? Please ask me. So far, anybody, any doubts, any questions? Please ask me.
Sir, can you just show that inspect element, I mean, where we have to type the text instead of password?
Okay, I'll show you. 1 minute. See this. I'll bring, first we have to bring the mouse in the password field. Okay, then we do right click. Then we go to the last option, inspect. We click on that. So once that line opens, once that page opens, okay. See now it's better, I think. Now we have to look for the word type is equal to password. It would be already be highlighted somewhere, but we have to look for the word type is equal to password.
Okay.
And then once we get the word password, then we double click on the word password, then we change it to text. Then we press enter, and then we have to just close this thing, and we can see the password over there,
Okay, sir.
right? Yes.
Members can put their doubt in the chat box, please.
Yeah. Any doubts, any questions that you have, you can keep asking in between also. Okay,
Yes, sir.
I'll move on to the next point now.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so now next question to all of you. Okay, how many of you have started using mobile banking? Like on your phone. Okay, how many of you are using mobile banking? Like say installed the mobile banking app like ICICI Bank, HDFC, Bank. You started using mobile banking only. And some of you might have not started using mobile banking. How many of you have started using at least Google Pay, Paytm, UPI based wallets, UPI. So your Google Pay is linked to your bank account, Paytm is linked to your bank account.
Yes.
Majority of you, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I understand that, majority of us have started using the phone itself. Okay. So now
Mm.
everything is in our phone. So if, like,
Mm.
just to give you a small example, uh, like if anybody was a big fan of Harry Potter series, or even if you have seen the Harry Potter, okay, there was the main villain known as Voldemort. You know what he had done in order to live for eternity? He had broken up his soul parts into 7 pieces. That was known as Horcrux. Okay, the Horcrux. We have to destroy the Horcrux. Now today, if you were to get an opportunity to create that Horcrux, okay, you have to put part of your soul. I'm pretty much sure that one of that thing would be nothing but a phone itself, or by default, a part of your thing has come into the phone itself. See, I would assume that everything is inside your phone. Am I right? Your mobile banking, your personal photos, your videos, your call recording, your WhatsApp messages, your email accounts are also now configured on the phone. Am I right?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
If you are a hacker, okay, what would you like to attack then? Would you like to attack a laptop? Would you like to attack an email? Or would you like to attack a phone on which all these things are easily available? A phone. I hope you're getting my point. Now, every hacker, every criminal is trying to target the phone itself, because now everything is more or less coming on the phone. So now I'm going to show you one software. If you can see on my screen, this is known as FlexiSpy. Okay. This is one of the world's most powerful, dangerous spy application. Spy application in the sense, now once this application gets installed inside your phone, now it will not be visible on your screen. Again, I'm going to repeat, this application once installed inside your phone, it will be running in the background. Okay, in the background. Okay, it will not be visible on the phone screen. And then once installed into somebody's phone, we just look into the features, what kind of a data can be taken out. So here you can see, once installed into somebody's phone, the other party can listen to your phone call recording, right? Environment recording. Environment recording means conversations surrounding the phone. Okay. And then, Facebook messages, Snapchat, Hi, Kick, Instagram, Line, Skype, Viber, even your WhatsApp messages can be easily read. Okay. Your Telegram, Tinder, WeChat, they can read your email and Gmail. They can see your application screenshots. They can see your address book. They can read your SMS messages. Can somebody tell me, if somebody can read your SMS messages, means what is the risk over here? What am I trying to indicate?
OTPs, we'll get the OTPs.
Yes, perfectly right. All of you guessed it right. Can they read the OTP which you are receiving for all your banking transactions? Answer is yes. Then they can see your, your location tracking, your browser activity. Now they can see your application activity and keylogger. What do you mean by application activity? Anybody? And keylogger means
Hmm?
anything that you're going to type on the keyboard will be known, right? Capturing the keystrokes. So what do you mean by application activity and keylogger? What are they trying to get from over here?
Passwords, which we type.
Yes, perfectly right. They will try to capture your passwords, especially your net banking, your GPay passwords, and everything like that. Then they can see your photos, they can see your videos, they can see your audio files. I think pretty much everything they will be able to capture. I hope you're getting it. They can even see your calendar.
Hmm.
Now, nothing is left, hardly anything is left. Now, I also like to inform you, this app is not only popular among criminals and hackers, but this app is also used for personal purposes. Okay, personal purposes in the sense, husband has got it out on wife, wife has got it out on husband. So wife will go to the lawyer or to the good friend, and what the suggestions they are giving is, when your anniversary comes or husband's birthday is going to come, gift him a phone. Right, before the phone is gifted, install this kind of an application and I hope you understand. All the
Yes,
data will be known. Of course, we have also seen partners putting in another partner's phone. We have seen bosses putting in employees' phones also. And I'm very sorry to inform you, this app is very popular in your state. Okay. In the sense, nowadays when marriages are happening, okay, a daughter is about to get married or a son is about to get married, and it happens to be an arranged marriage. At that point of time, families would like to know a good information about the other partners. So I'm just asking you, just tell me, 10 or 15 days before or after the engagement, one of the wedding gifts, I hope all of you are aware in your part, there are lavish wedding gifts which are given. So nowadays, apart from the gold, one of the wedding, apart from gold and silk sarees, one of the wedding gifts nowadays the families are giving. What would that be? Make a guess. Yeah, make a guess. What would be one of the wedding gifts that nowadays families would be giving at the time of engagement, just 10 or 15 days before or after the engagement? Anyone? Gift coupons, apart from that? Yeah, it is a mobile phone. I hope you all understand Amazon vouchers, but trust me, nowadays it is a mobile phone itself. Now, I hope all of you understand that before the phone is gifted, okay, they will install this kind of a spy application and give it to the other boy or the girl. And once he or she begins to use the phone, all this data would be known. So actually, you do not need to do any kind of an inquiry among your relatives as to how good or bad the boy or the girl is. And this is practically happening, especially in case of love marriages. It's definitely happening, especially from the family sides. Okay, so what I'm about to tell you might sound little hard, but if you really want to protect your data, and if you really want to protect your privacy, you should not accept phone as a way of a gift. I know it is very tough to do that, but no matter how good the client is, no matter how good the in-laws, or no matter how good the relatives would be, but at any point of time, if you're going to receive phone as a way of a gift, I mean, throughout my entire session, you may or may not remember anything, but remember this for the rest of your life: not to accept phone as a way of a gift. That is it, as simple as that. You exchange the phone, or format the phone or give it to somebody else, but you don't need to accept it, because otherwise, if you do that, I'm sorry, but it could be bundled up with such a kind of a spy applications, and it might, take away a lot of your data.
sir, can we
Sir,
restart the factory
and
settings?
Sir, nowadays I'll just explain also, sir.
No.
If you look at let me tell you in a different manner, sir. If you look at the price of this software, okay, so for 3 months it's $199, right? Okay, so okay, $199. Now please tell me, is it expensive or cheap?
It's expensive.
it's expensive, sir. It's expensive, sir.
Comparatively, it is expensive, but kind of data that if you can end up getting for a professional, or sometimes say
So your
like a
voice is too
diamond.
low.
Okay,
Your voice is too low.
okay, now is it clear?
Yeah.
At
Ah.
times it gets low, sir.
Okay, so comparatively, come to think of it from a diamond market point of view, diamond trader or a diamond people or a stockbroker, then it becomes comparatively very cheap. But
Cheap,
now,
yes.
suppose if they buy a higher end version of your spy application, okay, then even if you format the phone, like even if you factory reset the phone, still it will be there, because it becomes a part of your boot process, your OS basically. So it depends on how much that person has spent in order to get access to your data. Now, in case of general, divorces or something like that, obviously they will not end up spending. But yeah, if the target or the victim is really an important person, then yes, they would end up spending good amount, so that they can ensure that even if the phone is formatted, it will still be there.
Sir, is there any way we can check whether this is installed? I mean, we know whether it is
Yes.
there. Any
Yes. Now to come to the solution of it. Okay. My request here is, if you have been using your phone for mobile banking and for emails and for a lot of other things, it is now high time that we need to have a good antivirus inside our phone also. Not for every time. What I would request is periodically install any good antivirus. Now, I am not recommending any antivirus. You install any antivirus. Sometimes the phone itself will have an inbuilt antivirus. That will also do. Okay. Or you install Quick Heal. I'll just write down, I'll show you. There are some softwares known as Lookout. Okay. Or you can install Quick Heal. Ha. So run Quick Heal, run Lookout. Okay. Scan your phone. This antivirus itself will inform you whether any spy application is running inside your phone or not. Okay, this antivirus itself will scan your phone. Okay, iPhones, so generally we still say that iPhone, generally people say that iPhone cannot be hacked, but yes, nowadays even iPhones are getting hacked through their iCloud data. So just a simple request, periodically scan your phone. In the sense, I'm not saying that you need to keep the antivirus every single day or scan it up. Okay, so like today is 1st of or 2nd of June. Okay, you scan today and then you can scan at the end of June or maybe in the first week of July or something like that. Periodic scanning, basically. Because unfortunately nowadays we receive a lot of incoming SMSs and WhatsApp messages. I believe all of you must have received some form of phishing attacks, right, on your phone or on your emails itself, basically. Sir, any brand of antivirus as of now will be good. You can use Lookout also, sir, if you want. Yeah, you can use Lookout for iPhone. This one. Okay. Now the next question, one of the question was, is this legally permissible in India? Well, the answer is, sir, the way they sell these applications is as if they are asking the parents to spy on their children. In the sense, what they have, the way they are branding this app is, you can monitor your child, what they are doing on the phone, right? And nowadays, sir, what is happening is, good corporates, okay, I'm telling you, good companies, good corporates, whenever any corporate is giving a phone, okay, to the employee, they make him sign an agreement. Once they join the company, there is an agreement, and hardly anybody reads any joining agreement. But in between that joining agreement, there are three lines which are written. Any asset that is provided by the company to their employees, we have full rights to monitor all the activities happening on that asset. I hope you're getting my point. Like if the asset is given by the company to their employees, then they make a consent, or and see, once you sign it, it means you have expressly given your consent to whatever terms and conditions which are written in the agreement. Then of course the question of privacy will come, but you're going to give your personal data on a device that does not belong to you, basically. So sometimes, yes, nowadays people know how to make it legal. In the sense, of course, you have to expressly written consent and you have signed it up, that makes it legal. But otherwise, sir, husband putting in wife's phone, wife's putting in husband's phone, and then taking out the data and then going into the courts, of course that's a whole different matter itself. That is not allowed, that is legally not permissible itself. Or boss is trying to put into the employee's personal phone without their consent or permission, then obviously not allowed again. But I'm pretty much sure. Okay, I can even show you. See this one small case study which I would like to show you over here. Okay, I would request just read the heading. Okay, I'll just come down. Now see this. You can see this.
Yes.
So he received an income tax link, which is very, very popular. I think all of you must have now understood that, sending income tax refunds or income tax claims, like this is one of the best ways to enter. Okay. Income tax link was received. Okay. And he clicked on that link. The application got downloaded. He even deleted the app. But in spite of that, I hope you all understood that within the very next day itself, his account was debited. Now, the question that you'll ask me is, sir, when his transactions were going on, I'm sure OTP must have come, right? Because we all assume if we are getting OTP, which means we are secured. But I'm just going to make you remember the OTP is coming on the same phone on which the spy application is installed, and they have rights to read the OTP also. I hope this makes this case clear. I'm just going to summarize this by saying that majority of the mobile banking frauds are happening because of this spy application, and majority of the divorces which are happening is because of this, and divorces are getting solved also because of this. But with respect to banking frauds, yes, this is one of the main reasons that mobile banking frauds are happening. And in future, I'm pretty much sure some of your colleagues or some of your relatives or some of your friends would come and tell you that they think that somebody is listening to their call conversations, somebody is seeing their WhatsApp messages, somebody is able to see their photos. It means that their phone is being bugged by such kind of spy applications. One of the easiest ways to get rid of such thing is to format your phone, factory reset the phone, because I'm pretty much sure that nobody would go for a very expensive spy application. Generally people will prefer to go for $200-$300, okay, and get that work done. Clear? Yes. Any doubts, any questions so far, please ask me.
Sir, if we install this antivirus application, this will give us alert if we get any kind of phishing messages or.
Yes. So this will what the antivirus will do is it will scan your phone and then will detect and then will inform whether any, as per the antivirus, whether any spy application is running inside your phone or not. Any hidden application or any application which they feel dangerous, they will pop up that application and then they will ask you, would you like to keep it or would you like to remove it? Okay. Now if you see the name of the application and we see that we have never installed this application, we have never worked on this, okay, then we better go ahead and remove that application itself. Okay. Any further doubts or questions with respect to this few topics? Let me know.
The one question is the passwords are saved in the settings of Windows in our hard disk. Can we protect our Windows password?
Sir, Windows password in the sense, like suppose there are two kind of passwords. One is, sir, if you have saved passwords, the passwords are saved in the settings of Windows in our hard disk. Can we protect our Windows password? It's difficult, sir. Honestly speaking, it's very difficult. Like suppose if you start your computer, okay, and there is a password to it, it takes only one or two softwares to bypass that password and get access to your Windows, basically. So from our point of view, sir, it's very easy to break into a Windows password. And then if you have saved, then so obviously all passwords would end up getting exposed. So I'll just give you the name of the software which does that. Okay, can you see this? This is one of the softwares, okay, that will help to break the Windows password. And this is very popular among people like, cyber security people. So this helps to bypass the Windows password, basically. Okay, clear? Okay.
How
Now,
it works? How it works, sir?
sir, what we need to do, sir, just giving an example, sir. Suppose you have your laptop or your desktop on which you have kept a like you start the laptop or your desktop, your Windows will start, right, sir? And then there is a password which needs to be put up. Okay. Until you put the password, you cannot enter. Right. This is our general security. Now, what we do is, sir, we take a pen drive. Okay. And in the pen drive, we will put this software known as what? Conboot. Okay. In our pen drive itself. Right. Now what we do is we connect the pen drive to your computer, let's say to your laptop. Okay. And then we restart your laptop. Now once we restart your laptop, we have to go into your boot process. You press F2 F2 or F10 depending on the laptop. Okay. It goes into the boot process, and then we tell the laptop through the boot process that do not boot through Windows, that is your hard disk, you boot through
External drive.
pen drive. Right. And the moment it starts with pen drive first, in that pen drive, this software is already installed, right? Conboot. And then Conboot starts, and then Conboot will detect your hard disk of your Windows, and then will allow us to bypass your
It can
Windows password, sir. So then what we do, once the Windows password is bypassed, we remove the pen drive, then we restart your laptop, and then it will normally start. But at this point of time, there will be no password, sir.
It's a paid software, am I right, sir?
Sir, crack versions are available actually. We generally prefer, we have it. So nowadays it's become a popular application. Nowadays it's paid. Previously it was free only, sir.
Okay.
So you can see this, sir. It has been in the market since 2009, and the free version was downloaded more than, like so many number of times. Okay. Okay, we sometimes get messages from clients like a regular email, but later on yes. See, this is known as our pyramid, like from a hacker's point of view, this is known as the pyramid scheme of hacking. In the sense, if we get one normal account, which we have managed to hack, okay, then we use that email IDs to send mails to their contacts only. Okay, it's like, say, you receiving a mail from me rather than you receiving a mail from chairman's email ID. Obviously you will rely more on the content which is sent by the chairman, sir, right. And that is the reason that we, like most of the hackers, if they manage to compromise a good email ID, then they will use that email ID to further go about doing that particular thing. Okay. Yes, any doubts, any questions further, please ask.
Can we protect our email? Has it been already been seen by the hacker?
No, sir. Generally, one of the ways to protect your email is, sir, to ensure that you do not give access to third-party apps. And then, sir, in this also, no, sir, you can do one more thing that is known as this one, sir, two-step verification. Can you see this, sir? Over here, two-step verification. Mine is already on. Okay. Now, what do you mean by two-step verification is, sir? Basically, if somebody, like, if I give you my username and password of my Gmail ID also right now, okay, if I put it up on chat, if anybody tries to log in, okay, it will immediately send a code to my mobile. Okay, that is the reason of this two-step verification, which means what is going to happen is, if some unknown device or some unknown location tries to log into my email ID, it will send a code to my mobile. So what that will help me to do is, until and unless I share that code with you, you will not be able to log into my email ID. So what we say to majority of the chartered accountants, I'm sure you must be using a common Gmail ID, which must have been shared to your articles also, right? So what you can do is, you can put that email ID into two-step. So what will happen is that email ID can be opened only on your office computers or maybe on your articles computers. But apart from that, sorry, if anybody else tries to open it up, he will not be able to open unless you give him the code.
Code.
Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I'll show you one more software over here. I'm writing on, this is the name of the software is NetCut, Netcut, NetCut. Okay. This is a very wonderful software if you want to have a little bit of fun in your home today or in your office. Okay. So you must have seen, I've already run NetCut. What does NetCut do? NetCut, once they run into our computer or into our phone, generally on the computer, it will tell me how many devices are connected on my Wi-Fi. See, all of you, if you're in a home today right now, okay, you can see how many devices, if you run this software, you can able to see how many devices are connected on your Wi-Fi. Let's say you can see this. I'm in my office right now. How many devices are connected? Server PC, Sachin PC, my network gateway router. Am I right? Again, one more server PC, Sachin's iPhone, Falcon PC, Android, some phone of Android, right? Now, if I want to basically, so I can easily understand that this number of devices are connected, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or something like that. Okay, I hope it is clear. Now, assume this is one of my wife's phone, basically. Okay. Now, if I want to have a fun with my wife's phone, all I need to do is, can you see a Wi-Fi button over here? Right. If I click on that Wi-Fi button, what is going to happen is in entire office, everyone's device Wi-Fi will work properly except on my wife's phone. Malab, she will not be able to receive a single WhatsApp message, nor will be able to see any YouTube videos or normal browsing also, generally. So if you're in your home today and if you want to have a little bit of fun with any one of your family members, you will be able to see your mobile, your wife's mobile, your children's mobile and everything like that. If you want to have your share of fun, select the device. Okay, click on the Wi-Fi button and that is it. No internet will work on that particular device, but internet will work on majority of the other devices in your home. And then if you feel that, okay, your fun part is over, you can again click on the Wi-Fi button and net will start again on the device. Simple. A small disclaimer, you will need to do this after your lunch or dinner is over, especially if you're going to do it in any one of your family members. Okay. But please periodically run this in your office just to know whether somebody else or any other device is becoming a part of our Wi-Fi or not. Periodically run this in your home also so as to ensure that none of our neighbors have been misusing our internet. I hope this is clear. Totally free software. Just a good way to understand and see, you will be, yes, you will be able to download it from Google. If you want, I'll send you the website name also. Yeah, this is the download link. You can use the Windows NetCut software and you can download it. Good software in order to protect our, just to understand how many devices are connected to our Wi-Fi. Okay. Now I'll move on to the next part. Yes, so far any doubts, any questions, please ask me. Anything else coming to your mind? Like if you want to ask from your personal point of view or if you want to ask from your office point of view, anything that is coming to your mind, please ask me.
This is a freeware, am I right, sir?
Yes, sir. NetCut is a freeware, sir. Yes. Okay, I'll move on.
Sir, I just have a
Yes.
doubt. Sir, I just have a doubt. Sir, recently I had sent an amount. No, I received an amount from a random person in Google Pay. I do not know that person, but for some reason I got money from that person. And on the same day, in my Facebook mobile app, I got a suggestion of that friend. I mean, of that person to add as friend.
Okay.
So, is there any link between this? I mean, how the data gets transferred from this GPay to FB? Is there anything?
No, basically no, ma'am. I think what must have happened is the person must have ended up making some genuine mistake of putting in some wrong numbers of while doing the transfer of GPay, but he must have got
No,
to
no,
know that.
no. That my number was shared to that person, but
Acha,
I do not have any social contact with that person. That transaction is the only link between me and that person.
acha, then he must have tried to find you on Google. I mean on Facebook.
Oh,
Yes, and that's the reason he must have sent you the Facebook request. Otherwise, ma'am, like through Gmail, no, like sorry, through Google, GPay, Google Pay, you
yes.
cannot come to know your social media accounts
Okay.
unless I take your some details. You know, I came to know what is your name. I know what is your mobile number now, and if I try to search you on Facebook, otherwise through Google Pay, I cannot come to know which is what is your Facebook, your Insta, or your LinkedIn IDs.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
See, one request which I would like to tell all of you is please be very, very cautious because nowadays, in the past few months, at least in the last 1 year, lot of cyber crimes have increased because nowadays, because of COVID restrictions, even the cops are not willing to go to catch the criminals. Okay. And that is the reasons all these cyber crimes have been increasing a lot. Now, in case if some cyber fraud does happen, okay, I'm just going to tell you one website through which you can file online complaints. Okay, if you feel that you do not want to go to the cops, okay, and still you want to file a complaint, then this is the portal. This is a national portal, cybercrime.gov.in. Okay, you can see this if I come down. Okay, you can file a complaint. Okay, and if it is a woman or a child related complaint, you can report anonymously also, or you can report and track, and you can report other cybercrime also. So you can report women and child related cybercrime in a separate this thing, and anonymously also you can report. And if you want to report any banking fraud, any Google Pay fraud, or any Paytm kind of a fraud or net banking fraud, you can report through other cybercrime also, basically. And this complaint is regarded valid, okay, in the sense that if you have filed a complaint, okay, then it is considered as valid. This complaint will then be forwarded to your local police station and then they will take action onto it. Obviously it will be little bit delayed, but yeah, the complaint is regarded as a valid complaint only over here. The portal is from the government side itself, basically. This has been done in case if police, I mean, they don't want to go to the cops, because of the COVID restrictions and everything like that. Okay. Sir, Google Pay generally, this is a very, a normal or an important question that nowadays people are asking, that whether the Paytm, how safe is Paytm or how safe is Google Pay, especially when we have connected our banks with Google Pay or Paytms. Okay, my answers are, sir, what I'm doing on a personal level is, sir, I've created one bank account, okay, and and that there is a credit card linked to that bank account, and I've set the limit of that credit card to such a limit like 30,000 rupees. I've set my credit card limit to 30,000 rupees itself, and I'm just using that card for the rest of the for all my banking transactions, literally everywhere. So Ola, Uber, Amazon, Flipkart, Snapdeal, IRCTC, Google Pay, Paytm, everything, what I've done is I've just used one card to do all the transactions, and the limit of the card is such a limit which I can afford to lose, basically, right? So now what I do is, in case of Google Pay, I have linked that bank account. In some cases I've linked that credit card. That way what happens is I'm limiting my loss. I'm limiting how much I can afford to lose. Because unfortunately, we have seen so many cases where people have ended up losing 3, 4, 5 lakh rupees, whatever bank balance that they have. Because see, honestly tell me, if you're going to use Google Pay, what is the maximum amount that you plan to transfer if you're going to make a transfer using Google Pay? Right? I hope you understand. It will not be more than few thousands, right? So yeah, 1 lakh, 3,000, 30,000, maybe not more than that. Prefer, if you're going to make a transfer using 1 lakh through Google Pay, might as well as do NEFT, but don't keep such a big balance. My simple request to you is, based on our experiences nowadays, on your mobile, you should not be having any kind of a banking application in which you have, a larger limit. Because the moment your mobile gets hacked, you can imagine that that entire bank account could be swiped off. The entire money could be taken out. You can set this limit in the credit card. Like I've set this limit in the credit card. I mean, I've called up the credit card call centers and I've told them that I need to reduce my monthly limit to say 30,000 rupees. Say the card limit can be set to, it is better to reduce the card limit also, but you can reduce the card limit by calling up to the bank, and they will definitely reduce your credit card limit, basically. But this is the general practice that I want everybody to follow. Reason is, if I show you more and more frauds, I'm sure you will begin to lose little bit of more. I mean, see this. I'll just giving a small example. Okay, just read this much. Okay, now you can see on 20th July, he received that same income tax refund link, and the very next day morning itself, he ended up losing almost 12 lakh rupees. Almost 12 lakhs. This was the kind of balance that he was having into that account. Okay, so even what I'm trying to make you all understand is, even if you have linked your Google Pay account to such a bank account, try not to keep too much of a balance where we don't know, because nowadays you must have heard about the QR code scam. QR code in the sense, they will send you a QR code in which you are supposed to, receive the money, but when you click on that QR code, you will end up paying the money, basically. So various fraud schemes are going on in India, but one of the best ways to protect is not to have that much of a balance in that bank account or in that credit card, and learn to expose only one bank account or one credit card to the rest of the world, basically. Like for a Ola, Uber, Viber, grocery stores, DMart, wherever you're going for any small kind of, shoppings outside, try to expose only that one card, basically. Okay, now next very important thing before I run short of time, one important topic which I would like to cover is UIDA. Uh, do tell me, how many of you have given your biometrics on the phone?
I'm doing so.
Okay, I think majority of us have this. We must have put our either of the 10 fingers, or somebody must have gone ahead and given. You're trying to unlock your phone using your face and your iris also. Am I right? Now, please understand, all of us have also taken out our Aadhaar cards. And Aadhaar card is one of the only proofs in India that contains all our all our biometrics. I mean, both the biometrics. They have taken all our 10 fingers and also our iris, retina. Am I right?
Yes, yes.
And in the future, Aadhaar will be linked to all our financial data. Yes or no? I mean, right now also they are trying to link all our financial data with Aadhaar. Like if I'm not mistaken, we can file our income tax return without even having a PAN card. If we have an Aadhaar card and if we don't have a PAN card, we can still file our returns. Yes or no? Right. So now in the future, everybody would like to come after your Aadhaar, basically, or your Aadhaar related data. Now, what we have done is we have given our precious biometrics on a device. Now, please tell me, can we change our biometrics? In the sense, throughout our entire life, we can change, we can change a lot of things like profession, city, email ID, mobile number. But can we change or alter our biometrics? Very less chance. In such a precious thing, we are giving it for free just to lock a phone. I hope it is clear. So one request, if you have given your biometrics on the phone, please do this exercise, compulsory thing. You need to go to the Aadhaar website. Okay. In the Aadhaar website, there is one option known as My Aadhaar. Okay. In My Aadhaar, there is one option known as lock and unlock your biometrics. You can see this over here. You need to click on that. And then, of course, you have understood this thing. Now, what you need to do is you need to give your Aadhaar card number. You will get a CAPTCHA code. You put your CAPTCHA, and that would mean that you have locked your biometrics, basically. So in the future, if somebody were to try to see your Aadhaar related data, obviously, and even if he tries to put in your biometrics, he will not be able to see any data because you have locked your biometrics. Unless he gives your fingerprints, unless he gives your thumbprints, he will not be able to see your data. You will receive an OTP, and unless you share that OTP, you will not be able to see your data. I'll repeat this. You need to go into My Aadhaar. From My Aadhaar, you need to go into lock and unlock your biometrics. You say you understood this. And there will be only one problem is that in, like, suppose if you go to any government department where you have to go and unlock it, verify your Aadhaar, then you need to come to the same website, unlock your biometrics, verify your Aadhaar, and then again lock it up. Basically. Okay, I hope this was clear, and please do this for your entire family members. Okay, do this for all your family members. There's one more option if you want to try. We need to protect our Aadhaar number also. Okay, our Aadhaar related number. So on this website, there is one more option known as VID, Virtual ID Generator. Now in VID, what will happen is, what people like us do is, we put our Aadhaar card number, we keep our CAPTCHA code, we get our OTP, we generate a 16-digit virtual ID for my Aadhaar. So if somebody were to ask me, sir, give me your Aadhaar details, I give him my 16-digit Aadhaar instead of my 12-digit Aadhaar. That 16-digit virtual ID is linked to my Aadhaar, no doubt about it. But in what I'm doing is, I'm not exposing my real Aadhaar card number. I'm just exposing a 16-digit virtual ID number. And people ask me, sir, what do you do if you have to give Xerox? What I have done is, I have laminated, I've created a printout of that virtual ID, Aadhaar card, and I've done the lamination of it, and anywhere where I'm going, I'm giving only that 16-digit Aadhaar card wala Xerox. I hope it is clear. I would request, do this. This is for your privacy. This is for your data security. Okay. And do this for your entire family members also.
Will the virtual ID be accepted with the 16 digits?
Yes, sir. Generally, even banks have now been told that they can accept the virtual ID, sir. In fact, sir, at various airports where I've traveled also before this also, okay, at hotels also, I've just given them, I'm just showing this virtual ID thing.
Sir,
No,
but
no,
the
no, no,
input
sir.
will be 12 digit. Normally, sir, when we are asked to give the Aadhaar, only 12 digits will be taken. No, sir, normally.
So in the form, if there are only 12 digits, okay, we just like say sometimes, the problem is the form is like pre-filled with only 12 digits. Okay.
Yes, yes.
So if it is like a physical form, then on the physical form, instead of fitting the 12 digits, we fit in all the 16 digits, basically, and see if we just wait if the form is going to be accepted or not.
If the online, it is only 12 input is there, sir, 12 digit input is there.
Yes, then we need to contact them. Then we need to tell them that is it okay if we provide with our virtual ID Xerox or our virtual ID card directly itself? Will that help or not?
Okay, sir.
See, when I was saying that I will laminate it, means what we have done is when we have to give Xerox of our Aadhaar card, various places they ask, give your Aadhaar card Xerox. So instead of giving my 12-digit Aadhaar card Xerox, I have I have created a printout of the 16-digit Aadhaar card and then laminated that and then showing it as a way of a Xerox.
Can we download that virtual ID, sir?
Yes, sir. You can generate your own virtual ID, sir. And you can download it. Yes. Yes. Any doubts, any questions, please ask me. Yes, you can do that. Yes.
Can we change that virtual ID number
Yes.
or it will be
Yes,
permanent?
sir. No, sir. It's a temporary disposable revocable email ID. I mean number. We can change it again and again, sir. Yes. Any doubts, any questions, please ask me.
Sir, if we use a third person's laptop or mobile for accessing any of our bank accounts or any secured things, is there anything we have to do after using that particular site or app?
See, ma'am, what we generally request is, in case if you're opening any Gmail ID or any net banking on any third-party apps or a third-party devices, you need to open in something like this, new incognito window
Okay.
on my screen. Na? So that way, anyways, majority of the time, the history or the cookies will not be saved. But in case if the third-party device is already infected with some keylogger, okay, then generally there's a good chance that it would be, that our passwords can be captured. But in that case also, since we have it on Gmail, our two-step verification going on, basically, then that will help. If our Gmail IDs are secure through two-step, no, then that will really help us to protect. Yeah, kind of like less encryption. Not sure about the encryption on the Aadhaar website as such. Basically, they say that the Aadhaar, once the data is transferred, that is encrypted. Obviously, they are ensuring that the data in transit, that is encrypted.
If any of you have any doubts, you can unmute yourself and ask the doubt. The unmute option has been enabled for all the participants now.
Okay. Sir, basic steps to secure internet banking transactions through mobile is, sir, first of all, try to secure your mobile. So try to avoid clicking on any unwanted links. Try to, not download any softwares which are not coming through Play Store, basically. But our general advice is for secure net banking is if we can involve two devices in the sense, sir, if you put your password on the laptop, that is your net banking password on your laptop, and let the OTP come on the mobile, basically if you use a single device where you're putting in your password as well as your OTP, there is always that risk if that device gets compromised, we will end up losing both the things, basically. So there are some people, sir, those who use two mobiles. In one mobile, they will use the banking, and on the other mobile, they will get the OTP. Or you can use the net banking username and password on your laptop and let the OTP come on your mobile, basically. And if you want to do net banking, I would always suggest that do the banking through the applications itself, not through the browser. Like say, suppose if you have a phone, okay, instead of going into the phone browser and doing the net banking, better to install the mobile banking app itself. And through the app, you can do that banking transactions.
Sir, I just heard this from somewhere. Is there any AI thing that in our mobile phone, if we speak something, whether it can detect on its own? I mean, if it is not in an airplane mode, can the mobile phone hear what we talk and show the related searches somewhere?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
It is there.
this is happening because of that Google Assistance. This is happening because of the Facebook thing. So there are some applications which have taken access to your microphone. Like say example, if you're using Facebook or Google Assistants, na, so that means
Hmm.
they can activate your microphone at any point of time. So like say even if you have put that on aeroplane mode, okay, I'm just giving an example. Say
Yes.
right now is 11:45. So
Yes.
11:45 till 12, you put your phone on aeroplane mode, but the microphone is still on, right? So that they will record all your calls. I mean, they sorry, all your conversations surrounding the microphone. And at 12 o'clock or at 12:01, when you start the Wi-Fi or when you start the internet, okay, at that point of time, all that things that were recorded from 11:45 to 12 will be uploaded at 12 o'clock over there. So yes, microphones can be recorded even when you have kept your on the phone on
I
yeah.
phone idle.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. I'll 1 minute. Yeah, generally banking applications are always safe. If you want to do your mobile banking and everything like that, banking applications are generally very safe. That is the reason the hackers they target the phone. You know, so I'll be sharing a small presentations also regarding some other safety tips with respect to Zoom and basic internet security tips also. Yeah, better like Nokia 110. So many of the people do ask that which is the safe a secure phone. So my answer would be generally any phone which has got no internet connection. Any phone not able to send data outside with less internet connection, that is as per us the best smartphones or the best secured phones basically. So yeah, I'll just share my details also over here. This is my email ID. This is my mobile number. Okay. In future also, if you have any doubts or questions, you can contact me over here. Okay, this is the slide which I'll be sharing. The general safety tips of these are the sample websites which are there. Okay, these are the fake emails which have been sent in the name of WHO or fake alerts and everything like that. General safety tips. What you need to do in case of Zoom advisories. Basically, how do you identify fake news which are roaming around? Yes, sir. No, unfortunately, nowadays the phone calls that we are going to get, they keep on randomly changing their numbers. So honestly speaking, unless you have a true caller which identifies the number as spam, okay, it's very difficult otherwise to to identify whether the call which is coming is actually genuine or not. But any call that comes to you and that shows an urgency, in the sense an emergency, do it now only, abhi karo, otherwise your card will get expired, your Aadhaar will be blocked, your SIM card would be blocked. That is a sign of trouble. See, I hope all of you understand that all these big companies will give you enough time to ensure that you do not get blocked or locked or anything of that sort itself. But if any call conversations and ask is you should do any kind of an emergency or urgency thing, consider it as a sign of a trouble itself. Truecaller is generally, it's only after your contacts, but if you do not give permissions to Truecaller, like say for your gallery and for your location, then it's a safer app to use. You can still use Truecaller without giving these permissions, and it's a safer app to use. You just need to control the Truecaller permissions. Generally. Yes. Any other doubts or questions you have?
Sir, how to disable Truecaller function selectively?
Sir, I'll be sending you the steps for this, but I'll just tell you for any app permissions, now you can go into settings of your Android or if your iPhone also. So Android app permissions settings. Here. If you follow the steps, you should be able to get it, sir. On your phone, open the settings app, tap apps and notifications, tap the app you want to change. Then you get the app info, then tap permissions, and then you can decide which permissions you want to give to that particular app.
Surya Pharma details ഒക്കെ എടുത്തായിരുന്നോ?
Yes, yes. Yes, sir. Keeping it on phone, vulnerable, sir. Keeping it on smartphone. Generally, sir, try not to use any third-party application. You can put your passwords on a notepad rather than on any application, sir. So there's an option where you can prevent automatic update. You can go into your Play Store settings, okay, and from over there you can give an option that don't update. Basically, only when you click on the button update or when you do it manually, then you can choose that option, sir. There are nowadays now with Android 10 and version 11, they're giving this where you can go and choose when you want to update the apps. No issues in syncing. Generally, there's no issues in syncing, sir. Okay. So I'll just stop my screen share. Okay. So I would like to thank all of you. Thank you, Chairman, sir, for inviting me to your branch once again. And thank you all the participants for being a very, very wonderful and interactive audience. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Sachin, sir, for the excellent presentation and enlightening our members on the important points of cyber security. We are fortunate to have you, sir. And thank you once again. Thank you for consenting, accepting our invitation, sir, and enlightening our members. Thank you. Now, thank you once again. Now, this is the second session is about to begin, and I think our speaker has already joined, Sanjib, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Sir, welcome, sir. So our second faculty for the second session is CA Sanjib Sanghi sir. He is here to explain on how to digitally transform and grow your firm using social media. And he is the presently digital accounting and assurance board chairman, member of the ICAI, and has served as the secretary of Eastern India Regional Council of ICAI. And he is here to explain the topics on how to digitally transform our firm. And thank you, sir. Welcome you, sir. I now request our Ramakrishnan sir to kindly introduce our faculty.
Good morning, everybody. Am I audible?
Yeah.
At the outset, I thank the chairman for giving me this wonderful opportunity of introducing the tech guru, CA Sanjib Sanghi. Straight away, I go to my duty. Sanjib is a tech-savvy fellow chartered accountant with 22 years of experience as an entrepreneur in international fintech industry. Presently, he works with hundreds of overseas clients and provides an end-to-end tech-based consulting and accounting solutions. Realizing the need for constant technological upgradation in his profession, he has authored the book, The Digital Professional, which provides a guiding light to his fellow professionals to upskill themselves by greatly leveraging technology in their operations. He is also the founder of Digital Accountants, an initiative to bridge the gap between technology and accountants by empowering the accounting community with practical knowledge and making them future ready by providing them the digital transformation consulting services. Sanjib loves to share his experience by providing training and counseling in hundreds of academic institutes, professional bodies, study cycles, and merchant forums. He has taught the QuickBook online accounting practice, Excel, and other invaluable accounting software to hundreds of professionals with his teams all across India. A multifaceted personality, he is presently the co-opted member of the Digital Accounting and Assurance Board, DAAB, of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, and chairman of the IT Committee of the Association of Corporate Advisors and Executives, ACAE, Merchants Chamber of Commerce and Industry, MCCI, and advisors to other reputed forums. He has formerly served as the secretary of the Eastern India Regional Council of the ICAI. Sanjib started the Bhavishya Kiran initiative to train young graduates in software detrimental to getting decent jobs. He is presently hosting and participating in innumerable seminars, workshops, and talks for the need of upskilling accountants to embrace the latest technologies to improve productivity and operations. Early in his career, Sanjib earned a diploma in Information Systems Audit, DISA, from ICAI, and has also done certificate courses in Java, software development, and systems management from NIIT to strengthen his technical grip and fuse the necessary expertise with his financial qualification. Sanjib is a digital accountant. His vision and mission in life are to bring technology to the CA profession, to empower his fellow professionals to achieve greater success in the profession by leveraging technology. With this, I am proud in introducing CA Sanjib Sanghi, the digital transformation evangelist, to take the stage. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Ramakrishnan, sir, for such kind words. And thank you, Rameshji, the chairman of TBM branch, for giving me this opportunity to share my experience on digital transformation. Though this word is not a new word anymore, but still there are a lot of substance to it, which we are going to cover today. And we all have in last 1.5 years learned how this technology has been a big impact in our profession. And today, when we all are working together, we are talking together, we are collaborating together, engaging ourselves together, we all understand the importance of it. And the challenge or the question now is how we can take this forward, how we can get to a level wherein we are with a laptop and Once we are with a laptop and internet, we are virtual, we are live, and we can do things anytime from anywhere. And one more important aspect which I'm going to cover today is how we can actually grow. In all my business which I'm doing, I've got more than 500 plus clients in US. We got from internet. Not a single client we have through referral. So how we can pull these clients towards us, keeping the ICAI code of conduct. In fact, I'm also a chartered accountant. So what are those small little things which we need to take care of so that we are not soliciting clients, but we are actually pulling clients. And that is something which we are going to see today. Let me start my session. Ramesh, sir, if you can give me the sharing screen, I guess I have that.
Yes, sir, you have. Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much. So let me start my presentation. Ramesh, sir, you can see my screen, right?
Yeah, it's visible, sir.
Excellent, excellent. So let's get started on how we can digitally transform and grow our firm. I would love to have this session a very interactive session. So at any point of time, if you have any questions, you can always put on chat, because the goal over here is another 75 minutes, 75 minutes. My objective will be to make sure that you learn at least 10 important things which you can go back and implement into your organization. If you see this first slide, I always love this first slide. It says it's time to transform from caterpillar to butterfly. Now, this journey is not an easy job. Many of us, will be saying, all right, Sanjib, what is so hard in it? You just recommend us 5 or 6 softwares. We will install that software in our office and we become a virtual, we can have a virtual office or become a digital accountant. No, the biggest challenge over here is to go through that journey. I have seen many cases and many examples wherein, there are good companies who have given a software worth 50,000, 1 lakh rupee that was installed, and finally it was a big failure. And the reason for the fail was because it was moving from bottom. It has to start from the top. And to do that, there should be a discipline, because most of us don't follow a discipline of maintaining or working on a software. Just an example of timesheet. How many of us are actually following timesheet? And I'll be coming with a lot of questions during my sessions once we go through that journey. But this is a painful journey. It's a journey of changing your mindset. It's a journey of changing your habit, your discipline, because we are used to working on paper and pen. We are used to working, we get satisfaction when we, do a tick mark on an audit. Now, all of a sudden, we are told to work on a PDF file. All of a sudden, we are told to do all these things. So that requires a major transformation change in the mindset. And that is what we are going to discuss today, and how we can overcome them, and then how we can use different tools and different skills to transform ourselves and then grow from there. So this is a slide which I always love to share with you, that it's not the strongest of the species that survives. Nobody, says that I am the best firm today. It's the one who is adaptable to change, the one who can, unlearn and relearn, who is most adaptable, who is ready to accept new challenges. I have a chartered accountant. I know he's around 85 years old. And he comes to me in my advanced Excel class. When I do advanced Excel, when I do Power Query, when I do Power BI, he comes to me and says, Sanjib, I want to be your first student. I said, sir, this is the inspiration. This is the thing which we are looking for. The one who is accepting the change. The one who says, no, this is not for me. I had lived my times. I used to have something which is not matching today. Yes, there will be challenges. Yes, there will be questions. But then you have to have a young team who can work with you to adapt to the new change of mindset. And that is what this Charles Darwin and Alvin Toffler is talking about. The one who is adaptable to this change and one who can unlearn and relearn things are the people who are going to survive and grow. And in our profession now, this is a major requirement, because those who are not adapting to this new change are going to be dinosaurs. We have seen in our profession that there are so many changes coming on a daily basis, and we all have to start moving ourselves into the value chain, moving ourselves into a virtual office, moving ourselves into a paperless office, and managing our team, employees, and client at the click of a button. That should be the goal we need to carry. And we will discuss about how we can achieve that. So let me ask you a question. If you see over here, just the trend where, there's a university where, there are only 4 or 5 people, senior people sitting, and the entire office is empty. Entire university is empty because now it is an open online system. There's a concept called MOOC, MOOC, massive open online courses. Now, can any one of you give me an example on the chat of 1 or 2 MOOC which you have heard of? Just any 1 or 2 example, or let me make it more simpler for you. Did you ever learn anything from the internet? And if yes, from which platform? I'm just waiting for 10 seconds. If anybody wants to type it on chat. YouTube, yes, Gagan, you're absolutely right. Anyone else who have ever learned anything from the internet? Unacademy, yes, that's a very good example. Wikipedia. Now, I can tell you many things about Udemy. Udemy is something good. Khan Academy is good. So when a person comes to me and says, Sanjib, I don't understand technology. I don't understand all these things. I don't understand Excel. I don't understand Power BI. I said, you can find thousands and thousands of videos, on all these tools at free of cost or at a very nominal price. You can take, 20 hours, 30 hours courses from there at a cost of 500 to 1500 rupees, unlimited for the entire lifetime. This is the present world we are talking about, where knowledge is not the question anymore, where getting knowledge, getting experience, getting skills is nowhere a question. The question is, are we ready for it? Are we ready to accept this? Are we ready to bring the change in our organization? Are we ready to come forward and drive the organization towards that objective of going ourselves at a different level, going beyond and out of the box? That should be the mindset we need to carry, and then only we can be able to survive in the current situation. Because the world is changing. It's a VUCA world, it's a volatile world, an uncertain world, a complex world, and with a lot of ambiguity. And we have seen that. We don't know how the entire, in our profession, if you see, the audit profession is getting challenges. We are getting systems where everything is getting auto-reconciled. I'll be sharing, different experiences which I have in my organization. When we started 20 years back, we used to do manual data entry. We used to get bank statement and used to go into an accounting software and used to manually type in all the transactions. Today, we don't need to do that. It automatically syncs with our bank account, pulls the transactions, do the coding, and actually post the entry. This is what is happening. So what we did now is we have moved up the value chain. Now we are working on analytical function. We are working on understanding the balance sheet, doing the review, doing the industry standards, doing the benchmarking. But if you would had been into a situation where we only know how to enter transaction and we have never moved up the value chain, we would have been out of business today. So that's what we need to understand. We have to match the speed of change, the change which is happening through technology. We have to bring that value chain in us so that we can go back to the client and always be a valued professional for them. That should be our objective. Now, just a common concept. I'm slowly trying to make it a little more technical, and then I will take you to the main journey in another 20-25 minutes of how we can actually grow. A human is being replaced. We used to think, remember, feel, protect. We used to repeatedly perform, and we were available anytime, and our decision was supported by data. Now, what is happening? Just a quick concept of the technology around us. Artificial intelligence is now giving us the ability to think. Blockchain, just one word. You don't need to have a bigger definition. If you just remember this slide, you'll understand all different technologies going on around us. What we used to remember and what we used to do an assurance of, the third-party insurance, that is through blockchain. What we feel, if you see, is IoT, Internet of Things, which means now if you're feeling a hot, the computer automatically understands if you want to get a nice music, if you want the ACs to be on, IoT comes into play. Cybersecurity protects. repeatedly performs. Now here I have a question for all of you. Can you tell me any Excel function which has the possibility of repeatedly perform? Anyone can tell me on Excel, there's a feature, there's a function which allows repeatedly performance. What is that? Anyone? Let me see the answer. Macro. Absolutely right, Rema. That's a perfect answer. Macro. And now there are bots coming up. Now, what is a bot? It's a higher version of macro. Now, what macro does, to those who don't understand it, it basically you can write or you can record a macro. So let's say you are working on Excel and you are doing 10 or 15 different steps. If I'll get an opportunity, I can do a complete session on macros. But let me give you a broader view of that. What happens is that, once you're doing a couple of steps in Excel and you record a macro and you save that macro, next time when you open a new file and if you run that macro will automatically repeat that same step which you have done. So it's basically recording all the steps you have taken and the computer starts taking those steps. Now think on the higher version. I'll just give you one example. In my office, we do process 500 payrolls for 500 clients every week. We don't do it anyway. We don't do it. What we do is, all of a sudden, think about a situation. The computer gets on at 5 o'clock in the morning. Computers get started automatically. Just we have to make sure that the electricity is there. It gets started. Then it connects. It goes to a particular server, pulls on all the data of payroll, creates an Excel, do all these journal entries, go back into the accounting software, post the entries, and then send us the confirmation that these entries and everything is posted by 6:30, 7 o'clock. And there is no human interface over there. These are all automated. This is entirely automated. This is the thing which we are talking. Imagine a situation if these kind of things comes into our organization, the entire process of filing a GST return, compiling or processing a GST work or a tax work will be automated as far as possible. With that, I'm not saying that our job is going to go away, but the challenge is now we have to move up the value chain. We have to start working on analytical function, which we are going to come up. Availability anytime. Now that's called cloud computing, which means anything which you see on internet, example, Yahoo, Hotmail, Gmail, Facebook, anything for which you have never purchased a software, you get an accounting software online, you get an HR management software online. So availability anytime, anywhere, you're working anytime from anywhere on the system, on the cloud is cloud computing. And last but not the least, data analytics. Now, this is a great career for all the youngsters as well as senior professionals to pursue data analytics, because going forward, this is the only value chain we are talking about, where you are working on thousands and thousands of files and database systems and producing decision-based report, which means if a restaurant company calls you and say, find out for me what is the peak time and what's the happy hour time, which menu is coming up as the best, which is the most, which item is giving me maximum revenue. There can be thousands of questions and you should have multiple data from across the system, and you need to learn how to manipulate that and come up with decision based on those manipulations. That is what is client is going to look forward, and we have to start gearing up on that. I'm going to show you how we can do that and how we can arrange challenges. So at any point of time, if you have any questions, you can, I'm just running, something which are more important now because I have, only another 1 hour left. Strengthen internally to impact externally. That should be the goal. We have to get ourselves so strong. Many of us may have a very fancy office, an office worth crores and crores of rupees. Now we all understand we all are working from home. So the requirement of physical infrastructure is no more there. The requirement today is how competent you are, how technically competent you are. I was listening to one of a very senior professional who was saying, in one of a big seminar where there were more than 500 chartered accountants sitting, he said, going forward, the firm which is going to survive or grow are the firms who have at least one partner who are a tech partner, who are a technology partner. Now, this should be a mantra to have in our organization, an important aspect of technology. So this is the change in the role from Munimjis to future ready consultants. And, just in the first 15-20 minutes, I'm trying to create the mindset on the gap where what is growing: analytical thinking, creativity, technology design, critical thinking, complex problem solving, leadership. These are the roles which are growing. And this is a very important slide, which I want to spend another couple of minutes on, is the role has changed. The role has changed from hindsight to foresight. What is hindsight? We all are working on historical data. We all are working on data which has already been done, which means we are working either on bank reconciliation, tax returns. All the work which we are doing today are the work where the transactions has already happened, and we are just trying to manipulate that, summarize that, classify that, and producing reports, filing, doing compliances, all of that. Those are all hindsight. Now, the current requirement today is insight, which means, are we working on talking to the clients how they should grow? What are the current challenges they are facing? What are the things they need to do to meet those challenges? How they can take their company to 5x or 10x? How they can bring in more money? So there are thousands of insights which many of us have not yet worked on, and we have already started working on foresight. Now, this is again an important practicing areas which we have to start thinking upon, wherein we have to talk to the client based on the last 5 years record. What will be the revenue going forward in another 5 years? What will be my cash flow forecast? What if I bring this product into my, what if I open a company in Singapore? So what if analysis, benchmarking, all of these comes into foresight. And again, this is the most important slide which you want to take a note of. 5 mantras to grow and become a successful firm is: one is increasing the quality of work. Now you cannot work, you have to be the best. You have to be a super specialized person. You cannot be a generalist. You cannot go back to a client and say, you give me work, I'll do it for you. Give me any work, I'll do it for you. What are you doing? I do everything. If you say I'm doing everything, which means you're doing nothing. You have to be a super specialized person, and you have to give a quality work, and the client should get an impression about you that you know something which no other persons know. A super specialization either on service or on industry. I know many people who are very specialized on retail industry, on insurance industry. I work only on pest control industry. Now, let me give you a small case study on that. 20 years back, now, how am I getting client? This is only because of specialization. And that is what you need to understand and learn. When I started 20 years back working with a US firm, with a US CPA firm, what used to happen, he had around 35, 40 clients at that time, which were of different industries and different things. And we started doing processing for them. We started doing different reconciliation process, different back-end job for them. Then we sat together, we said, what, let's focus on one industry. We had around 3-4 clients on pest control. So on that day, we took a decision. We returned all the clients back. Said, sir, sorry, we cannot do your work. And we started developing models for pest control industry. In last 20 years of our journey today, in America, everyone knows us as pest control accountants. And the pest control companies goes back to the CPA and says, what, you are only doing my accounting, you are only doing my tax returns, but you don't understand my industry. These guys understand my industry and they help us grow. If you create that kind of impression in front of the client that, we are there to understand your industry, we are there to understand your problems, we are there to understand what's your labor cost, what's your material cost, what's your revenue, what's your advertisement. If we understand you, the confidence level of the client increases, and that's where you have no competition. You automatically eliminate yourself from the entire competition, because if you go back to them and say, hey, I want to do your tax audit. So what he will say, how much will you charge? He says, all right, I'll charge you 10,000. Well, that other guy is, telling me 8,000. So immediately you are comparable, if you are doing those generalized services. But if you position yourself, if you present yourself in such a way, and that's why this subject is more on transformation of mind. The tools will take me only 10 minutes to tell you these are 10 tools, 20 tools, which you need to, think about. Getting the tools is just a 10 minutes job. You go into Google, you find thousands of tools, but understand where we are lacking, what is going wrong is what is the objective of this session. So once you go back and once you create that mindset into the client that we are the only person who understand your industry, we are the only person who actually goes and dig into it. We do your budgeting. We compare you with industry standard. Imagine if you are working for a real estate and you come up with some kind of survey or some kind of statistic which shows that in a real estate industry, what should be the gross profit percentage? What should be your labor percentage? What should be your ad percentage? How you can pick up more? How you can give a one-stop solution? If you come up with those kind of model and you go back to the client and present them that, look, I have already 10 clients on board on these. And now my goal is only to work on this industry. Client will start respecting you. And that's where the quality plays a very important role. Routing efficiency, and there you can do by regular training. Many of us, are not doing training in our organization, and that's so important. Training should be official, organized, and should be conducted regularly. It should not be, or I thought today, let's do it today, and then we are not doing it for 3 months because we have work pressures, we have many other things going on. Training is the only key because we are working on an industry which needs specialization. Standardizing process, we need to create process, a checklist, SOP, standard operating procedures, and many other things where the system and the entire team follows that system instead of just going back. Many organizations I've seen, many firms, all right, you go and do tax audit, and that guy doesn't even know. You are giving them a trial process wherein they go and they find out things, and that's not the way we have to do it going forward. Route efficiency, how we can reduce time, how we can fit more work in less time, how we can create ticket. Let me ask another question. How many of you are actually following timesheet in your organization? Give me a yes. I just want to see. Anybody who is having an organized timesheet in their organization? I want more responses. We don't even have timesheet because the question comes, why do we need a timesheet? Why do we need a timesheet? Well, the timesheet is so important because that measures, the time spent on a client, that measures the performance of the person who is working on a particular work. So we can say that, hey, you are taking so much time on this particular work. Why don't you work on these methodologies? How many of you have created training videos for your team? Can I see a yes on that? On the training videos, any one of you who have created training videos for your team to say, hey, whenever you get stuck, how to file a return, go to this video. How to do this, go to this video. And you can now create that. You don't need a big audience for that. You just sit in Zoom. You just sit in your regular computer, record a video for all the process you do in your organization, and then come up with 10 or 15, 20 videos that will eliminate all the training process. And you give it to your team and say, when you do this kind of work, listen to this 15 minutes video and start working according to that. That will make your quality of work so easy, and they will come up with a 90% product instead of doing it only 30 or 40%, coming back to you and say, sir, what next? Maine ye kar liya, ab next, what next to do? What next to do? So they will come up with bunch of questions on that. So this is all about performance management, switching from one-time to recurring services. Many of us have one-time work. Start talking to the clients on converting them into a recurring work, on a returnership. That is always advisable to switch from one-time to recurring work. I hope you understand this. Prorate your services, events, work pressure by switching from one time to this, and calculate your rupees per hour. Which are the clients who are giving you maximum profits and which are the clients who are giving you the lowest profit? So you have to start eliminating clients who are taking maximum time and giving you least rupees per hour. So you have to price for profit. Now, these are simple, small, little things which you have to start internally working in your organization. I can spend an hour on this, but I have to do a lot of exercise today. As this has already been told, you have to start working on a forward-looking approach, a forecasting approach, a what-if approach, and from a number cruncher to an advisor, to an expert, to an industry expert. That should be the positioning change, the transformational change you have to bring in yourself for your clients. Now, this is a very interesting slide which I wanted to show to you, that there's a big disconnect between what we are offering and what the client wants. Trust me, if you go back to the client and really understand all those 20 things that client is doing, you'll say, I'm not even doing one out of that. For running their business, for growing their business, for scaling their business, we are not playing any role whatsoever. We are just doing a very back-end services, and the client even have the assumption or presumption that maybe my chartered accountant doesn't know how to do this work. They are good at doing tax audit, they are good in doing compliances. But if I want to scale my business, if I want to add 10 more people, 10 more products, find out an efficiency roadmap, find out how to create a costing for entire things, maybe they will not approach you at all, because we have never created that impression to them. We never had that kind of team, never have demonstrated ourselves that way, that we can give you a dashboard at the click of a button. Everyone loves a dashboard. If we create an impression, if we create a dashboard for client A, that you know what, your industry, your entire performance, your entire work can be demonstrated at a click of a button. If you can work that out, I'll show you how to do that. The client will love it, because everyone wants everything, the entire information coming up in a single piece of paper or on a single screen. And that is what we can do so easily. So yes, we have challenges and we have to learn how to meet that. The challenges we have is that people are looking for one-stop services, personalized and timely services. We are totally dependent on training and staff. The legislations are changing regularly. Difficulty in tracking daily tasks. So there is no automation. So there are a lot of challenges we are facing through. And let me ask you a question over here. How we can meet these challenges? Question number one, is our social media presence good enough to attract future clients and employees? That brings up a question, a very important question to all of you. Now here I'm slowly started going towards social media. Do we have a website? Do we have a website for our firm? Yes or no? How many of you have a website of your firm? I'm not getting a single yes. And the interesting part is that when we have a website, what we generally do in a website, we talk about us, who we are. Yes, static. Yes, Rema. That's where I'm driving. We talk about our partners, we talk about contact us, we talk about our services, we talk about our branches, we talk about how good we are. Do you think that will bring up client? I'm sorry, no. This is just a digital visiting card. This can be a good start, but this is not something which you will be having to pull your clients. You need to come up with thousands of different ways. You have to create a reputation, build a reputation, and I'll show you how to build a reputation. How many of you have a LinkedIn page for your firm? How many of you have a LinkedIn page for yourself or your firm, and you are basically trying to build or trying to do some recurring post on a regular basis? Yes, George, that's under construction. That's a good that you have thought of it. But yes, this is a continuous exercise of building your reputation, and we are going to see how. But let's first understand all the problems we are having. How many of us are 100% paperless, which means you just have a laptop and you can work anytime from anywhere? Let me see a single yes on this. How many of you are in a system where you just have a laptop, and that is, I will not agree with 80 or 85%, 100%. And that is possible. That is seriously possible. You can tell me, Sanjib, how. I'll show you how. Now, how many of you are having cloud accounting? Accounting on cloud. See, this is where the journey begins. When I'm asking you this question, you can take a note of all the to-dos you need to do in another 3 to 6 months to a year. How many of you are on cloud accounting? Not a single yes. How many of you are basically, managing your contacts? And the most important question is that how many of you are creating dashboard for your client? Now, these are things which will always be there, and we need to work on it. A single slide, which is the most important slide, is we need a mindset. In last 20-25 minutes, I'm only talking about mindset, that we need to understand where we stand, because 90-95% of the time we are spending on just getting the work done. The entire time we are only focusing on getting the work done instead of focusing on how to build my firm, how to automate my firm, how to create a vision in my firm, how to take this firm to the next level. Those discussions, those plannings, and those thought processes are not coming. And that is where the mindset is required, number one. Then we need the right skills. What are the skills I need to learn to apply so that the mindset which has thought of a plan or a vision, I can work on that? And the last thing is the tools. What are the tools I need to accomplish my vision? And combining all these three things together will help me become a digital accountant. To do that, the biggest challenge, who is the biggest problem in your organization? Can anybody see me this answer, please? Who is the biggest problem in your organization? Can anybody tell me? If I ask you to bring this transformation change, we all understand that we need to do all of this. The biggest hurdle, it is you. You are the biggest problem in your organization. Once you start understanding that, once you start feeling that, start accepting that, yes, Shivaraman, I'm so happy with this answer. You are the biggest problem. I am the biggest problem. And unless I don't change, things will not change. Shift from legacy system, change your vision. So this blockage of mind, how could this happen? Ye to ho hi nahi sakta, ye to possible hi nahi hai. Things are working fine with me. Aaj to darkar nahi hai, it's not required today. Let's do it tomorrow. Now, these kind of mindset is basically blocking you to convert, to transform. And that is why I've shown in the first slide the change from caterpillar to butterfly, where you need to work as a Hitler in your organization. You need to be punishing yourself and bring the change. And that is so important to take you to the next level of 10x. From where you are, you can easily go to 10x from here if you start working on what I'm trying to say to you. So yes, these are very quick. You need to be forward-looking, innovative, social, mobile. Now, these are skills now more required because knowledge and informations are available freely. It is all there. You type in a word, you type in any single case laws, you'll get thousands of iterations on that. But you need to learn how to be collaborative. I know a firm, who has only 2 employees in their organization, and they are working with 300 chartered accountants across the country. And they go to the client and say, we can do anything for you. But they don't have a single office. They are just collaborating. They're working with different people, different skill sets across. You need transfer pricing, all right, we can do it for you. You need mergers, we'll do it for you. You need GST, we will do it for you. So they have been very collaborative and cloud-based, 100% cloud-based, everything on cloud. Let's talk about tools now, and we'll slowly get into this. The first accounting on cloud, 2 or 3 good packages I can tell is QuickBooks. Zoho Books is very good. Xero is good. Again, I'm not promoting any software. I'm just giving you my experience. But there are thousands of other softwares. For storage, you can have Dropbox, you can have Zoho Drive, you can have a Google Drive, you can have OneDrive. We all know that. Evernote, you can take a screen of this. I don't want to spend time on this. Google Calendar, Calendly, data analytics, Power BI. Now, this is an interesting thing. How many of you have worked on Power BI? Let me see a yes on this. How many of you have worked on Power BI? Not a single answer. And I tell you, mind my words, record my words, everyone has to learn this. What is Power BI? It is just like Microsoft product, like Word, Excel. This help in creating dashboard. Go into Google and search for Power BI. Go into YouTube and learn Power BI. Go into Udemy and learn Power BI. All these things will lead to data analytics. You can make reports at click of a button. And it is so, it integrates with Excel, it integrates with different database, and you can integrate all of that and come up with a dashboard report, which is real time. Next time, you don't need to create it. The data gets updated in the system, your reports automatically gets updated. These are things which you need to learn, and this is how you will go fast and fast. How you can make your entire product or services repetitive, automative, so that you don't need to do that same work again and again. You don't need to spend. If I'm spending 5 hours on particular service to a client, and if that service is recurring, in 6 months, I want to make that 5 hour service into a half an hour service. That should be the goal. If you are doing a service A for a client, which takes you 5 hours in the first attempt, after 6 months, that should take maximum 30 minutes. That should be your goal. How should we do that? How can I build in macros on that? How can I create more systems in that? How can I integrate with Google automation? Let me give you a roadmap. 1, go paperless, 100% paperless. And that is possible. Today, government faster than us. They are more like, we have Gagan, who is a GST expert from Calcutta. He can answer you that government has got 100 paperless in all the attempts they are doing. We are going behind them. In the past, we were always ahead than the government. Today, government is far ahead of us. They are more paperless than us. Managing work anytime from anywhere. This should be your goal. Managing an employee's documentation. How many of you are giving pay slip to your team? Can I see a yes over this? Or giving offer letters, or giving appointment letters, or preparing interviews for them, coming with checklist for them. See, these are things which are, if we say, no, Sanjib, what we are saying today, we are not doing that. How will you transform? If you see in my slide, it is saying training, transforming, and getting future ready. So these are small things. Why this is important, Sanjib? Well, this creates an impression in your team that we are working for a large organization. We are working for a growing organization. We are working on an organization which is futuristic. We are working on an organization where we get tremendous opportunity to learn. Now, if they don't get an answer to all of these, they will not be staying with us, because they are organizations. They will always get a better organization. They will always leave us, and we will always be in a position to say, well, we don't have a team. We don't have people working with us. We are always struggling with that. People are leaving us without notices. So all these challenges always come because we have not created that kind of system for them. Reputation. How we are creating reputation. Again, this is again a big exercise which I'm going to talk on. Reporting and security. This should be a roadmap. And wherever you have questions, you need to answer all these questions. How shall I know all the open works in my organization? How many of you at a click of a button know all the open work of your organization? Let me see any yes on this. iFirm is a good option. There's thousands of softwares like Project Tools. I can tell you 100 names. You can ask me question. I'll give you 20-25 minutes to give ask question wherever you get stuck up, and we will discuss that. How can I know in one quick shot the status when a client calls? A client calls in, and we are working on 20 different things for the client. On screen, you will be able to know where we stand on that client, which means or what are the tickets which are open, why it is open, is it pending document, is it pending queries, who is working on this ticket, what is the status, everything at a click of a button. Now, these are systems we are talking about. There are thousands of project management tools like Zoho Projects, like iFirm. There are many other tools which are available. All you need to do is just go into Google and type in project management software, task management software, management. Google will give you hundreds of choices. Now, the big question which comes up, Sanjib, which is the right software? Which is the best software? The answer to this question is every software is a good software. You start with one, stay with it for at least a couple of months, understand and work on it. And by that time, you find another software which matches or get more closer to your requirement. You shift that in a minute, because all cloud softwares, have systems where you can import all the data which you have done in the previous software. Then after 3 months, if you find another software which is more 90% closer to your requirement, switch. You're only paying rent for it. You're not developing it so that you say, well, I've already spent 10 lakh, 15 lakh, 20 lakhs on it. You're just paying 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 rupees per month. So what's the big deal? Start with any software which today you can match 50 to 60% of your requirements. Start with that. Start working on it. Start creating that mindset. And then simply, again, don't just live with it. Don't marry it. Start looking for more better software than that. And from there, grow and grow and grow. So I don't want to go into all these questions, but you understand all these questions are so relevant, so relevant. And if we don't have an answer to all these questions in our organization, we don't create systems to answer questions for all of this, we are not going to manage clients coming from across the world. So again, this is a repetitive thing. Okay, more tools for you. Top tools to make you digital accountants. Trello is a project management software. Google Contact, we all know. Evernote is quick and a very good software to take notes. Clockify is something really good. You want to try it out, take a name on Clockify. This is a timesheet software and this is free, which means anyone can go into Clockify, your entire team, you can design that, you can do that. Just type in Clockify in your Google, you will see. And there you can have your entire timesheet management done through this. Camtasia is good for, doing training videos for your organization. Google Sheet is amazing. If time permits, I can show you a quick demo on Google Sheet. Google Calendar for all your appointment tracking. So Google is a complete package for many things. No, again, Google Calendar, I've already covered all of this. Motivation, we talked about. Yeah, so this is important. See, in recruitment, how many of you are doing documentation for a client? Induction and training. This is so important for all who have actually come here to learn, Sanjib, what are the things we need to do in my organization? Work on induction. Don't just get the people started. Give them 7 days, 15 days induction process wherein they are learning the organization. They are learning all the different things done in this organization, all the different processes happening in this organization, going through all the training videos, going through all the systems. And when they come back into the live seat, they actually know 80% of the work. So this should be a formal approach. Just try following what bigger organizations are doing and we can work. Scorecard, again, this is something which, which can be implemented for anyone who is having more than 10, people working in the organization. This is a study from Harvard University where you can measure your team's performance based on various scorecards. How much revenue that person has generated, how much productive time he has given, how much of attendance time, how much of this. So come up with 10 different criteria, give a score to it and try to match that with points. And then you can easily grade a person saying, hey, only 10 works out of 50 works this organization is doing. You are working only 5 clients out of 400 clients this organization is working on. So that person gets a scorecard of the performance. And based on that, you can do a appraisal on a yearly basis. Now that is so systematic. The employee also gets to know that if I perform well, if I don't commit errors, if I am getting revenues, and there's a clear, transparent policies on that, everyone will love to work. When it goes to a personal judgment, I like your face, or you always say yes to me, I'm increasing 5,000 for you, that will never help you grow an organization. You need to create a system of measuring the performance and doing appraisal based on the performance. Card can be one good option for you. Learning curve. Now, you have 50 different processes or 100 different processes in your organization. Try to give 1 point or maybe give a weightage point on all these processes, and then compare with your entire team that out of those 100 processes, how many you know or you are an expert on that, and then give them a score on that. You know only 20% of the organization work, you know only 5%, you know 50%. So that will be helping, and then give them a target that in another 3 months, you need to score at least 10 more percent. In another 6 months, you need to score another 20%. This will give them a drive to learn, and they will come back to you, sir, I want to cover these 5 more new work types which this organization is doing. And this way, you can build an organization where you will be giving them the entire work operations, and you can start thinking on growing the organization. Menu card of your services. Like this is a very interesting point wherein we go back and say, what are you doing? We do tax audit, we do this, and we don't even create invoices. So again, this is a very basic question, but many of us are not even giving invoices to our clients. And forget about menus. No, we don't even know what different menus, what are differentiation services. If you go and see the website of top 100 firms in India and go into the services section, you will see 80% of that we don't even understand. But they are actually doing what we are actually doing. But they are just positioning and presenting that in a much better manner. So this menu is very important. G Suite. This is something which I would recommend everyone. Like you can either choose Microsoft or you can use G Suite. How many of you have taken a G Suite account? This is a great innovation for all of us, where you can anytime. It is a complete integration tool. And I'll tell you, these are all the tools which we always use. Like you talk about Google search, you talk about Gmail, you talk about YouTube, Maps, all of this we use. But are we using Google Sheets? Are we using Google Docs, Forms, and Sites? How many of you are basically integrating Google Sheet and Google Docs and Google Forms to automate a process in your organization? Give me one single answer. How many of you are combining Google Sheet, Google Docs, and Google Forms with Microsoft? Okay. What about G Suite? Anyone? Microsoft is also doing the same thing. It's like a replica. Microsoft and Google are two different. Microsoft, in fact, is more technical and more stronger than G Suite. But for regular practitioners, I think this is a great example. So Google Mail, Calendar, Hangouts, Contacts. Now let me show you a quick demo on one single automation of how we integrate Google Sheet, Google Docs, and generate invoice. In fact, let's say you want to create invoice for 50 different clients and you want that these entire things get automated. You just update that in an Excel and the invoice goes to the client in a PDF format without doing anything. I'll just give you a 5 minutes demo on that. Just 1 second. Let me see if you are seeing my screen.
Now no screen, sir.
Yes. Now you can see it?
Yes.
So if you see on the right hand side, there are 12 buttons. You go into Google Drive. With Google, you get everything, you get a mall. Now look, if you see over here, this is how we have, automated everything, all these things. If I go to, I have many case studies on this. If ever I get an opportunity, I can demonstrate all these case studies. But today, let me show you a single case study on invoice automation. Now, what I've done is I've created a Google Sheet. Now, this Google Sheet, let's say, has got 4 invoices, with the client name, with the address, with the email address, the date, invoice number, and the amount, right? And let's say I go back to that drive, I create an invoice in a Word file, in a Google Doc file. So I give my company name and I create this invoice where I'm calling all this merged field from that Excel. And let me show you how I do that. I go into this mail merge. In the add-ons, there's an option called mail merge. I hit start. I'm giving you a very small demo. There can be, I'm just showing you a lower nursery portion. This has gone to a level where you can automatically send invoices. You can create statements. You can have leave approvals. You can have stock reminders. There can be thousands of case studies you can develop for your organization as well as for your client. So let's say the first option is open spreadsheet. I'll say, all right, select a spreadsheet. I'll select it from my Google Drive. Right? So case studies for automation, I go to this, and here I have a file which is having all the data of all the invoices. It pulls up that file. I can select that sheet. Since this Excel has only one sheet, I'll select one sheet. Now, very interestingly, if I delete this is just a format, a build to. And I put a cursor over here and I want to merge the client name over here. So I select all these columns of my Excel. The column header will come up over here. I'll select the client and I'll hit add. If you see the client merged fields come over here. This is how I have done all the mergings over here. I will, email to an email. I can select different option that I want to send email to the column header, which was lying under email. So basically in my Excel, there was a field called email where all the emails were led. So I have selected that email from there. Put in the subject invoice for the month, whatever I want. And what do I want as a display name? I can put it over there. I want to say send document as attachment. I can make it a PDF file, or I can show it as a simple file. And I'll merge it to email. This is all I need to do. There are thousands of other things which you can do. And if I hit merge over here, you have 4 emails to send. Do you want to continue? If I say yes over here, it is basically doing 4 different processes together. It is actually, merging this entire file, converting that into PDF, and then sending as an email to my Gmail account. Now, this is the power of automation. And, you can build in thousands of case studies. See, successfully merged 4 rows. Now, if I go to my Gmail account just to check if this has happened, I got an email invoice for the month of January. I click on that. I get a PDF file. I click on that and I get the invoice with my name XYZ. If I go back and just check it out, here it is. XYZ Limited, Bhuhanipur, CA Sanjib Sanghi at gmail.com, $20,000 the invoice. I go back over here and I want to check it out. I can do it. Say $20,000, invoice A002, and this is invoice away. So you can have thousands and thousands of invoices done in 10 seconds. This is how you can do automation. This is just one case study I wanted to do, because today the objective is to open up. If we again go back to the PowerPoint. You guys can see my screen?
Yes.
Thank you. Now here the second, so I have another 30 minutes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 25.
Okay. So I'll try to wrap up in 15 minutes because I want more questions to come in, and then I want to answer that. So this is the second part, how you can grow using social media. We need to create a digital existence. And this is a very interesting picture which says that if you go into Google, Shivaraman sir, if you go into Google and type in your name, and in the first instance, if you see the entire page coming about you, your pictures, everything about you, all you have done, you exist. If nothing is coming, then you don't exist in the digital world. This is the message I'm trying to say. Now, I don't want all of you to say, give me the answer, but check it yourself. I'll just show you if I do in my case. And please confirm me if you see this screen, Google screen in front of me. You see that? No? Let me do that again. You see the Google screen, anyone? Please confirm. Yes. I just type in Sanjib Sanghi. Okay. It automatically comes with my address, everything. I press enter. It comes on the right hand side with my entire office address, everything. On the left hand side, it's all about me. There is no one else. It's all about me. In the second page also, it's all about me. If I click on images, it's all about me. If I click on videos, all the videos which I have done so far. See, all my videos are over here. Do I did it manually? No. Do you think I'm doing something on the Google? No. How this is happening, this is what I'm going to show you. So you see my PowerPoint? Say yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So the question is how we can create this reputation and how we can grow. So the traditional way we used to do, like I had been in practice for the last 23 years. I'm not a young chartered accountant, sir. So the way we used to get client was basically, someone relatives referred to us, or we got a reference from someone. We got one client from one client. We went to 2 to 5, 20 to 50. This is how we used to grow. This way, these old methods are no more left. Today, there is a way to digitally grow yourself. So a question comes, Sanjib, what are you talking? Is this not against code of conduct? And I'm going to answer that. So let's first see. If you go into business.google.com, please take a note of this, business.google.com, you will be able to, write in your firm name, your address, anything. So let me first give you the answer to that question, which you have in your mind, a blockage in your mind, which says, Sanjeev, is it not against code of conduct? Well, as per ICAI code of conduct, there are two models. Please listen this very carefully. One is a pull model and one is a push model. Push model is not allowed, pull model is allowed. Now, what is the difference between pull and push model? Push model, you go into Facebook, you go into different social medias, you go into your website and you say, I'm the best chartered accountant, or I'm the most cheapest chartered accountant. I'm the best chartered accountant. I'm the expert in this. I'm really best on this. If you do those kind of things, you are pushing. That is against code of conduct. But if you are a subject expert, if you're a GST expert and you're writing articles on GST, you are trying to share your knowledge on all the different things which you are doing on GST. You're creating a reputation. After 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, people will call you, hey, you're a GST expert. I'll just show you one example in the later example. Let me show you a quick example. How many of you know Bimal Jain? You have heard about Bimal Jain?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
very good. And who is he? Who is Bimal Jain?
GST consultant. He talks on GST.
That's the brand reputation. This is called brand reputation. This is called digital reputation. Now, if I click on Bimal Jain over here, if you see over here, he's got 52,000 subscribers and 289 videos. If you click over here, you'll get all the videos about Bimal Jain, or talking about, decoding of credit note extension. Now, what is happening? As soon as a client or any of us see this, what is the impression we are? Well, this guy is a GST expert. So if we get into some big problems, we can call him, we can give him work. This is how is called pull model. This is a pull model where you are demonstrating your expertise, where you are demonstrating your strengths, and he's not going to anyone and saying, hey, become my client. Hey, I'm the best expert in the country. He's only sharing knowledge, but in a very, very smart way. And this is what we need to learn, how we can pull things, how we can get attentions from across the world on a subject, on a service, on a product, on an industry, whatever we choose. But people should start knowing that this person is a super specialist on this. I know a person who is only working on trademarks and patents. And anyway, I know a person in Calcutta who is only working on will, how to create a will. Such a simple subject, but he's a super specialist on that. He do session on that. He create webinars, and people from across the world comes to and say, hey, I want to draft a will for my family. He's, putting articles on newspaper. He's running a social media on that. He's running a campaign on that. What are the problems if you don't have a will? What are the problems? So if you want to be an expert on real estate, you need to write articles. You need to create a database of all the real estate industry and say, how you can save taxes on a real estate, how you can do this, how you can do that. And this real estate company start reading your articles, start reading your videos, start listening to your podcast, start listening to all these different things which you are doing. And that impression start creating into their mind that my chartered accountant only knows taxes, only knows accounting, but this I understand real estate. So that is what you built into him. And if you call him after 6 months and say, sir, I just wanted to talk to you, say, hey, I know you very well. You have been doing such a wonderful job on this. I've been reading all your articles. I've been reading all your things. I want to work with you. Why don't you come on board with us? This is how you need to start building yourself through your website, through your social media, through everything which you do. You need to demonstrate that on the public platform in a manner where you are spreading your expertise, you are spreading your knowledge, not 100%, maybe 5% of it, maybe 10% of it. Now, if you know better thing, now let me show you one more guy. How many of you have heard about Rishabh Pugalia? Anybody who have heard about Rishabh Pugalia? Let me show you who Rishabh Pugalia is. Again, a chartered accountant, but he is into Excel. Look at all the videos he has created on Excel. And these are free. Now, if you just learn 5 or 10 videos, you learn everything on Excel. And he has all the clients from Pricewaterhouse to Deloitte, and a young guy, not even the age of 35. Now, he has created a free website called excelsuperstar.org. And every week he uploads a new videos into that. And he is not making any money, but he's creating a brand about himself. See all these certificates. And if you go and see all the courses into this, these courses are available in Hindi, in English, and many courses are free. If you go into udemy.com, so this is the new way of bringing business. This is the new way of getting clients. If you type in over here, Rishabh Pugalia, he has a course over here, 90 lectures. All is available, 90 lectures of 13 hours, just at 490 rupees. What I'm trying to drive over here is basically that we all are subject experts. But we need to learn how to demonstrate that. We need to come up with our own blogs, come up with our own website, integrate tools with Google Analytics. I don't know anyone sitting over here is doing a blog. You start creating blogs, start sharing. I've been doing this for the last 3 years. People, in my introduction, Mr. Raghu Raman has introduced me as a tech guru. I'm not a tech guru. There are thousands of people who are far better than me, but I have positioned myself in that particular manner by regularly passing on information about technology, about things which can help you automate, things which can help you grow, things which can help you become more efficient. And you say, well, I've learned so many things from him. I want to, like, if you see my YouTube channel, just a quick shot on this, and this is just a beginning. How many of us have created our videos on YouTube? I want to see a yes over here. I've got 50 videos over here, and all about how to effectively secure office, digitally grow, Excel, cloud accounting, everything. It's all about me. How we can grow our practice, how to effectively manage work, how to manage work from home using right technology, everything on technology. So if you go and see this, what impression is coming up? That Sanjib, if I want to have a technology subject, I need to call Sanjib for this. So I am trying to create that as a brand for me. This is how you have to select what subject, what service, what industry you want to position yourself and start working on that direction for coming 2, 3, for a longer time. It's not about calling a vendor and saying, hey, can you get a website for me? Can you create a Facebook page for me? You have to put in that time on a regular basis on that to build your brand. But through your YouTube channel, through webinars, start doing webinars across the country on subject which makes a difference. And today it's so much possible. We all are today sitting on Zoom. There are webinars, there are Google Hangouts, there are Zoho meetings. There are so many tools available from where you can promote or you can start sharing your knowledge, start creating courses, start creating, different ways to get the client know that you are doing it. Now, this is interesting. I've not started this, but I'll be surprised if anyone says if they have ever come with a single podcast. Any single person in my audience who have created a podcast. Okay, so Gagan, there's a question. Can a CA firm has its YouTube site as per ICAI guidelines? Yes, why not? You can, and doing over there, you are just, I would suggest, creating a YouTube channel on an individual level, not on the CA firm level. If you brand yourself, your firm is automatically branded. It's you who is actually bringing the business. So create a YouTube channel, but please make sure that you are only sharing knowledge over there. You're not creating a video which says, hey, let me introduce myself as a firm of chartered accountants. We do this. We are best in this. Us, connect us, contact us. If you do that, that is called a push model. You cannot do that. But if you are sharing your subject expertise and that you are sharing with your target audience. Now, let me tell you what's the definition of a target audience. If you want to focus on a real estate industry, you will be creating a database of 10,000 clients from the country who are into real estate. Create that email address, create that entire database, come up with email brains, constant contact, start sending weekly, monthly emails to them. And that email should not be a spam. That should be a good content of how they can benefit by reading through that. You will start getting, and then put up analytics on that to understand how that has been taken up by the entire, community which you have given that. All right, this time you got 10% read. You get a scorecard. After 3 months, 30% of the people are reading your articles. You get all those statistics through Google Analytics. Just attaching that to your campaign. So all those process needs to happen. First, you need to understand, and it's not going to happen in a day. You will learn every day, you'll start implementing it. You learn every day, you start implementing it. It's a journey which you need to build in. Now, let me give you one last example on this, and then I will close. How to reach client digitally. Now, though I'm showing you this Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, let me give you a demonstration, a case study. In my case, how we built our pest control companies, and all the clients are coming to us. First is selecting the subject, selecting the industry, selecting the thing. Start writing good articles, create videos, create different things, and those should be pain points. And then, once you start building up, get a software like Salesforce or Zoho CRM or any kind of CRM software. Those are all available at less than 15, 20,000 per annum at a maximum. And that will integrate with all your social media channels. That will integrate with your website. So imagine a situation, you're creating a campaign which says, you write a nice article and you are sending it to 10,000 connects, which are your target. Your analyst report will say, all right, 500 people have opened your email. 600 people have read your email. 300 people have opened your attachment. That kind of statistics you will get. You can design an auto campaign through Zoho CRM or Salesforce, or there are many other infusion soft is there. They'll say, if a person opens my attachment, send him this. If a person read this, send him this. So this is how you start creating a campaign which will run for 6 months. If a person do this, then do this. If a person do this, then do this. This is how you can create a trail of your entire events into this software. And anybody goes into Facebook and hit a like, you will get a notification. Anybody is, commenting on it, you get to know about it. So you get a score. Out of 10,000, there will be 300 people who have always been reading your article, always been listening to your videos, always been, filling up the survey form which you have sent, always have liked your Facebook, always have shared your YouTube video. You will get a scorecard for those 300 people, which means these are your 300 strong leads. Now, once you start connecting with them more personally, they had been following you for last 6 months. They are your potential clients. I hope in a very small way, I am trying to explain this to you. Let me show you a little demonstration. This is a message without social media. This is the way you are connecting with millions of people through LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, and definitely your website and other social media. But this is the power where you are, spreading yourself out. One article of yours, one small little write-up of yours can bring in thousands, 10,000, 50,000 likes, can have 500 shares. You have to be there. If that happens, imagine how many people start connecting with you. That's the power you need to bring into yourself. So, different tools, as I said, for emails, constant contact, MailChimp, you know about that email brain, Zoho campaign. See, if you see over here, it automatically shows a picture where, it is connecting with Twitter and Facebook. Anybody post, comment, message or like, you get a lead. So this is how you can design your entire lead management system and drive your traffic to the website. Now, this is a very interesting slide where anybody going into all your pages, let's say you have Gagan as a page into your YouTube, into your LinkedIn, your Facebook, anybody going to that, they all will be coming back into your website, filling up your contact us form, requesting an inquiry. You can come up with some kind of freebie or consulting services, a 5-minute or 10-minute. If you are interested to this, if you are interested to, you can come up with a research report, a 20-pager or 10-pager research report, and share it with all your 10,000 prospective database, and tell them, if you're interested, fill up this form. I'll give you a 30 minutes, this thing. These are all the possible ways you can think of. There are tools which will help you do that, but you need to design a system into yourself. And if required, you can always call me. You can connect with me. I can definitely help you in designing the system. You should have call to action in your website. Now, this is one big challenge. We have a static website where there is no call to action. Get in touch, chat with us, join our mailing list, subscribe to our newsletter. So these kind of call to action should be there in your website. If that is not there, even if a person is coming to your website, they are leaving your website, and you will never get to know about them. You'll never get to know their interest in you. And that's the whole purpose. So that's all from my side. Thank you all so much. I think, there were a lot more to cover, but I just try to manage my time in the best possible way. Thank you all so much. If you have any questions, I will love to answer any of these. Thank you, Ramesh sir, for giving me this opportunity. Over to you.
Thank you, sir. I think and they have asked the last question. I think it's answered.
If anybody wants to unmute and ask question, I'm even happy to do that.
I think yeah, unmute is now enabled. Anybody can ask now any question.
Thank you, Shivaraman.
Thank you so much, sir. Sanjib sir, it was an excellent presentation, and thank you so much for enlightening our members on how to digitally transform and grow our social media.
Sanjeev ji,
Yes, sir.
Sanjeev ji, I was starting to think I have started becoming old. Actually, I am pretty old that way, but you have given me some hopes that I'm still not old.
Sir, thinking that you are old is the biggest bottleneck. Start thinking that you are the most youngest person in the profession. Because you have that experience. You just need the right team. You can design a system. Getting the system implemented, you can hire any person for that. But the design is only going to come through an experience, and that you have. You are a subject expert, sir. I can give you a software, but you will give that subject expertise, and the client is looking for that expertise from you. So you are most required. You are the most demanded, person in the profession. You just need to learn how I can use my intelligence into converting that and share it to the entire world. That is what you need to work on.
Thank you. From traditional auditor, I would like to come out and become a technical auditor, technology auditor. Thank you. Thank you so much for infusing all this good sense into us.
Yes, sir. Rema, you have a question?
No, sir. No.
Thank you, sir. Thank you once again for accepting our invitation. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now I request our secretary to propose vote of thanks formally.
Thank you, Ramesh, sir. Respected Chairman of Trivandrum Branch of ICAI, Ramesh Kumar S. My dear colleagues in the committee, our first speaker for the session, Sri Sachin Dhedia. Our second speaker, CA Sanjib Sanghi, sir. And my dear members of Trivandrum Branch, very good afternoon to all of you. To begin with, let me express thanks to Sri Sachin Dhedia for wonderfully walking us through the various day-to-day aspects, cyber security aspects, which we have to be very careful about. Thank you, sir, for making us realize that even one smallest or single click matters a lot. So thanks once again, sir. Secondly, I express my deepest gratitude to CA Sanjib Sanghi, sir, for the invaluable session on how we have to give specified services and survive in this digital era. How we can have clients all across the world just by sitting in our office with one laptop with internet access. So we now have so much of confidence oozing out from us that work from home is not going to affect us in a bad way. So thanks a lot for the brilliant deliberations, sir, and so many tips on various freewares and softwares available in the websites, which can be very useful and handy for all of us in our day-to-day activities at office. Thanks a lot, sir. It indeed matters a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
To conclude, I thank all the members of our branch for the patient listening and active participation for the seminar. As the chairman initially said, we are planning to host a GST refresher course on 7th, 8th, and 9th of June, which is the coming Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It is free for ARS members, and for non-ARS members, a small fee has to be paid. And we also have a CPE seminar scheduled on 5th of June, which is World Environmental Day, requesting all your participation and support for all the events ahead. Let us disperse by praying that Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya. Thank you all. Jai Hind, Jai ICAI.
Thank you.